What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Top Extract. Welcome back to a brand new video. In this one we're going to be counting 10 everyday things you've been doing wrong. So there's some things that you probably do on a daily basis that could be done in a better way, or a more efficient way, or a way that would just make life a lot easier. And some of these things are going to be life hacks, and probably just some things that you probably didn't even know about, and you could probably tell that by the title and the thumbnail. Anyway, if you do go on to enjoy this video, then I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a like. 5,000 likes for more videos like this, and it'd be very much appreciated. Obviously you're a few human beings, so you don't have to use these ways, and technically you're not doing it wrong if you're doing something in the first place. So this is just my little fun video, so you don't have to get too annoyed if I say something that you don't like. Anyway, let's get into it. So at number 10, we have putting your straw into a can of drink. So say if you have a can of Coke or something and you look inside and you just basically just put your straw in as usual and you start drinking. Now this is pretty much normal and doesn't really have any side effects except for the straw actually slipping out of the can a few times. Now this has happened to me personally and it does get a bit annoying, but there is one solution. So on the can there is something that you thought only helps open the drink and actually open the can up. But what you can do with this is you can turn it around the other way and put your straw inside that little hole that it comes with. Now this is also a life hack, and some people didn't know what this was for, but this is revealed a little time ago, and it's actually really cool to think that these cans have been around for a long time, but no one really knew what these were for until it was really revealed. And if we'd have known earlier, it would have come in a lot more useful. Obviously people still don't really use this as they are just used to using the can a normal way, but it's still something you're probably doing wrong. So next up we have using the toilet. Now you think humanity would actually catch up to this and allow us to use the toilet the right way, but in reality, instead of sitting like this on the toilet, you're actually meant to kind of squat down instead. I know it's kind of gross talking about this, so I'm going to move on very soon, but this is probably something that we all do, and in some countries they do it properly, but for some reason in first world countries like the UK and the USA, this isn't really a rule and we use it a completely different way. This isn't actually good for you. To be most efficient, you should be squatting down instead. Have you ever been annoyed at how small your microwave is and how annoying it is when you have to put like 5 things in the microwave but you can only do it one at a time? Well, there is a workaround to this, and that is by putting a coffee mug inside of the microwave, and this is very useful if you want to cook 2 meals, for example. So you put the plate of meal in the microwave, then the coffee mug, and then you put the second plate on top of the coffee mug, and you can cook 2 meals at the same time. You have to obviously make sure that nothing falls or anything, and this is a very efficient method, and a lot of people don't really know this, but it's easy to work out. Nothing goes wrong, the plates are perfectly fine, and you could just save a lot of time by doing this. Now, if you're like 99% of the population, then you've probably eaten pancakes, and if you have, you've probably been doing it wrong. Now, there is a much easier way of cooking pancakes than the traditional way of just placing it onto the pan and it going everywhere and not really creating the best situation. And unless you're a professional pancake mixer, then it will probably not taste as nice as it could. Now this is an easier solution. So if you have an empty ketchup bottle or even a ketchup bottle, just use up all of the ketchup inside, clean it out, and then place the pancake mix inside of the bottle, and voila, you have a very easy squirtable pancake mix to place into your pan, and this will create a circle and basically the perfect pancake. Brushing your teeth. You really wouldn't think that this would be on this list of something you've been doing wrong your whole life. You've been doing it every day of your life, right? But you've probably been doing it wrong depending on who you are. So when you brush your teeth, have you ever noticed afterwards that your breath still smells? It's a little bit embarrassing, and here is an easy solution to actually change that. So when you're brushing your teeth, instead of only brushing your teeth, if you brush your tongue as well, that will basically remove all of the bad odour, and you'll go through your whole day without smelling, unless obviously you go eating some garbage or something. It's completely up to you, it's completely optional. I don't personally eat garbage, but I don't even know where this is going. Let's go on to the next one. Now I'm probably right in saying we've all at least once used an elevator or a lift. Now these things obviously are very useful, but do you ever get annoyed when you just want to go to where you're going, and a group of 20 people just get into the same lift and elevator. You think it's going to break down because of how many people there are. Well, there is an easy workaround to this, and obviously it would get annoying if someone did this to you, but obviously you have the upper hand now. So the closed door button, if you're going up in the lift or down in the lift, if you keep your hand or finger on the keep closed button, then it will not open. Most police officers use this to get to somewhere, to get to a high level faster, and you could do this to potentially get where you are if it's an emergency faster. Now, I obviously advise to only do this in a situation where you have to, otherwise it could be quite a bad punishment if you get caught doing this. Have you ever been in a situation where you really just want a bottle of water instantly cold, but you can't because for some reason there's no bottles of water in the fridge, they're all in the cupboard, or you've run out or something? Well, there is an easy solution to this. Now, what you can do is fill a bottle of water up to a quarter, put it onto its side, then put it in the freezer and leave it to cool. Now, when it's iced or over and it's only ice in the bottle, then you can refill it when it's empty and it will be cold instantly because of the ice already in there. This is a very good idea, obviously, and it does take a little bit of time, but when you get used to it, you'll have instantly cold water whenever you like. Now, this kind of mixes in with the last one, so if you ever want a drink to get cold fast and you don't really want to do the other method because it takes a long time, there is a very simple solution to this. Now, instead of just putting it in the fridge or the freezer, which either way it does cool it but in a very long time, what you can do is get a wet cloth or a wet tissue, wrap it around whatever you want cold, like a drink, and then it will get cold even faster. So imagine you putting on like a wet blanket or something, you get really cold really fast. It's basically the same thing, and it definitely works, and it's very simple, seeing as most people keep their cloths and stuff next to the fridge anyway. So this is a very easy one, and I suggest you try this next time you go to get a drink that's warm and you want to be cold. Now, this is something that we have all done, hands down. So if you've ever had to cross out a word or a sentence in school or whatever, then there is a very simple solution that might actually help you out. Now, instead of actually putting lines through it and spending a long time making it unreadable, what you can do instead is write a different word or just put different letters in the place of the first letters you put in the first place, and this will make it indecipherable. Now, teachers will actually try and read what you've crossed out, believe it or not, to actually see what you thought in the first place. And if you really don't want it to be readable, say if you put something rude or something, then just put other letters in the same place. And if you really aren't sure, then keep doing it over and over, and it will definitely 100% be undecipherable, and no teacher's gonna read that, believe it or not. Now, if you live in a first world country, you've probably drunk out of a bottle like this before. Maybe it might be beer, maybe it might be Coca-Cola. It's completely subjective, but depending on which one, it doesn't really matter. Now, what people do is they hold the bottle at the bottom, which is not a good idea. Now, some people hold it at the top, which might seem annoying to some people for some reason. Some people find it really annoying when some people hold the bottle at the top, but this is the most efficient way of doing this, because holding the bottle from the bottom can actually make the drink warmer, which is obviously something you don't want unless you like drinks warm. But holding the bottle at the top, obviously your body produces heat, and the heat is going to go into the drink. So if you hold it at the bottom, the drink's all down there, so the bottle's just going to get a lot warmer, and it's just a lot better to hold it from the top because that's most likely to be empty and will not warm up the drink that you are drinking. So that is the list, guys. Thank you so much for watching this far into the video. Once again, if we could hit 5,000 likes, it would be very much appreciated, and I really hope you learned something new today, because some of these things are very important and probably will help you if you actually take them and use them in your everyday life from now on. So I really hope you enjoy, and if you did, then don't forget to leave a like, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to check out my other videos as well, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.